Good morning, everybody. Jimmyispromo here, back again with another awesome video. There is the tagline, there is the opener. I'm just making sure that I have everything completely set up right now. So let me go to my phone real fast just to make sure it actually looks okay. Audio is okay. If you guys are there, write a few comments letting me know that you guys can hear me, you can see me, and everything else. So I'm going to check out my phone as well. And then we'll be able to kick off the video letting you guys know exactly who won the Samsung Gear VR. There's over 300 different comments, so thank you so much for all the different questions. A lot of them are really good. A lot of them also repeated, which is really cool. Let's see. So I see someone says hello, hi, hello Chang, hey Everin. And if I state anybody's name and I completely butcher it and mess it up, I'm super sorry. Let's see if I can look over on my channel. Let's see. How are you today? What time is the live stream at? Right now. It's actually right now, loud and clear. I can hear you. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, cool. So I think we're actually okay. There's actually people that's on. You guys are commenting. That means it's going through. You know, if you guys want to know how I'm doing this, I'm actually using a system called OBS. And so OBS is a way that you'd be able to actually layer a whole bunch of different things. So then this way you'd be able to show off everything you want to. So right now on the screen, you should be able to see all the different comments right over here. I'm also going to be on, let me look at this, the bottom right hand side, then the bottom left hand side is the image. And then I got the audio going through with the Blue Yeti mic. It's super cool. And with the secondary channel that I'm going to do, which is jimmyispromo 2, which is spelled T-O-O, I'll also let you guys know all the different insights of starting the YouTube channel if you're interested, because it is a huge passion of mine. And so going through these questions here, you're going to see a little bit more about exactly where I came from, how I started it, what else do I do outside of YouTube and everything else. Let's see. So Cobra says, thanks for the advice for the Galaxy Note 8 screen protector. Greetings from Florida. Let's see. Hello. Shout out for me, please. Quendrew Ram Sammy. I'm really bad with name, guys. So let's go through the questions here, and then towards the end of the video, I'm gonna let you guys know exactly who won. So I wanted to actually do this as a normal video where I went through all the different questions, and I was going to snip them out. Actually, on the very bottom of the screen, you might actually see it right next to this OBS icon right over here. You can see the snip tool. I started snipping. I went through about 50 different questions, and then I was like, shoot, this is taking so long. And actually, the reasons of doing live stream is that the amount of time it would take to snip, and then even to record it is probably about how long it takes to this. And that doesn't include editing, uploading, and everything else. So this is just super easy and fast for me. I've actually got a Christmas coming up soon. We got New Year's coming up soon. My family celebrates it in the beginning of January. So let's just kick this off. A little bit more of, I'm pretty much done with all the questions here of the beginning. Okay, so the very first one that we kind of see here was from a week ago. The question is, I have the Note 8. My only question is, how do you keep your hair spiked and manage to keep one strand positioned over your forehead? I'm asking for my son. And then I guess a few other people are asking that too. So there's, I don't know, I just shower, dry it with the blow dryer. There's a glue spiking stuff that I use. It's called Got to Be Glued. It's at Walmart. It's like this yellow container. It's just called Got to Be Glued. And so that's actually what I do. And if there's a strand that pops down, I don't really mean for it to do that. Maybe I got done running or something happened. But yeah, maybe I'm also part Clark Kent. Some of it will also fall down too. Let's see, can you tell me your B-Day? And then they have the Samsung Galaxy J2 phone from India. So my birthday is going to be September 24th of 1986. Let's see, do you sleep on the right side? And they have the Galaxy S8. So in the bed, when you look at it, yes, I actually am on the right-hand side of the bed. Does the Note 8 worth the upgrade? And they have the Galaxy S8. So really, upgraded from the Note 8 from an S8, it kind of depends if you think that you're going to use the S Pen. So from what I've mentioned from before, from a different live stream I've done and other videos, the Galaxy S series is usually for the prosumers, especially, or the consumers, especially the S8 Plus. The consumers just means that you're consuming the data, you're consuming your battery, consuming your display. But the prosumer is the productivity consumer. That means that you're using the Note, using that S Pen that's inside of there. Anthony Phelps asked the question, is the DeX worth the money? And they have I didn't mean to down arrow that. Heart it. Is the DeX worth the money? They have the Galaxy Note 8, and actually someone else wrote that below there called My Platform. Yes, I love it, and with my Note 8. So I actually do have the DeX. It's actually just right here. It's right next to where my laptop is and my screen, and so you're able to just kind of plug this in. And I'll tell you what, if you could plug this into a TV that has a speaker on it, right now mine's just connected to a monitor. It's super cool because everything that you have going through it, it will just come from the speakers of the TV screen. What the Samsung DeX is, if you don't know what the DeX is it's a way that it turns your Samsung phone into basically a Chromebook. It's just kind of a way that, you know, if you don't want to get yourself a Chromebook, which is just really just a big tablet with an attached keyboard, this is really just what that is. And then you attach a Bluetooth keyboard if you want to, or Bluetooth mouse, or even a corded mouse or keyboard. So I'm actually going to move right over here into my other computer right in front of me. And I'm just reading some of these questions here. Keep up the good work. Quinn said that they were the first like. When can we buy your merch? So that's a good question, Henry Oak. So I'm not wearing the shirt today. I'm wearing a different shirt. Actually, I wore that shirt for about 4 days straight, and it's finally in the wash. The T-shirt that was made for me for Christmas, I am actually talking to Custom Ink to see if they'd be able to work me out just a little bit of a deal so I can get it at a better price, so then I'd be able to buy in bulk. So I'm trying to actually maybe order maybe a couple hundred T-shirts, maybe 150, maybe 200, and then this way I'd be able to sell them. And my guess of selling price point in terms of how much it costs for the bulk and for me to ship it, they'll probably be $20. So then this way we'd be able to get a lot of you guys wearing this T-shirt. So let's go back over to some of the questions. So yes, definitely it is worth the money if you don't want to go out there and get yourself a Chromebook. And actually, I'm going to start liking some of these questions here. What was the first mobile phone ever? And they have the Galaxy Note 8. So the first mobile phone ever was the Nokia Block. I can't remember what the number was of the Nokia, but it had the small antenna where you could just change out the skins, the little covers. And that's where you played with the snake. Really, the oldest phone that I can kind of remember that I extremely loved, probably back in 2011, 2012, was the Droid Moto X. So I used to have the Droid Moto X, and that was my favorite phone. It was like a 4.3-inch display. It kind of had that little lip on the top back of it. It was just super cool. That was one of the main phones that I remember. If I was going to look at like the first mobile phone, one that kind of sticks out is going to be that one, even though it's not the original first. Let's see here. So Clever Name came out with 3 different questions here. So the first one's going to be, you know, if the Note 9 has an in-display fingerprint ID, should I upgrade my Note 8? Really, that's kind of up to you if you want to upgrade with it, but you know for a fact that with it being a Samsung phone, they always come out with something more than just adding one little feature like an in-display fingerprint. So you know that the camera is going to get better. I was reading some of the rumors on it, and they're talking about having a better aperture in the camera, maybe an f1.5, which would be really good for taking photos in low lit conditions. But they're also talking about adjusting a whole bunch of other different features, probably inside of the Pro mode. So I love photography. I have a couple different Canon cameras. So I'm excited for the Note 9. I'm more of a Note person than an S person. So when the Galaxy S9 comes out, I'm not going to be as excited as what the Note 9 would be. But when the S9 comes out, you know what is going to be in the Note 9. So if you are really curious, right here, Clever Name, if you're curious on if you want to get the Note 9 with the whatever it comes with, because I don't know if it comes with the in-display fingerprint, look at the S9 and then you'll see if you want the Note 9. And it's talking about, Clever Name, do you think that the upgrade is worth the cost? What do you think the trade-in value for the Note 8? So the Note 8 is a pretty good phone. It depends on when you are selling it. So I don't know if you would probably so much do a trade-in. You could probably get more if you actually just sell it and then use that cash to actually buy the next phone. That's probably what I would do. But you never know. A lot of the different carriers also have really good promos where if you turn in a phone, maybe you get a phone for like half off or something like that. So it might actually kind of pan out for you. If it's a $900 phone, you're getting $450 for your phone as a trade-in technically. If you could do a collaboration with another YouTuber to help with your channel, who would it be? And Cam right here is rocking the Note 8. So I love this question. I actually think about this all the time. So what is the other YouTubers I want to do? So I've already done a collaboration, a live stream with Easy Computer Solutions. If you guys want to look him up, he's a really cool dude. He has really good live streams with everybody else. He always has a lot of different guests on his show. So it's Easy Computer Solutions. I've also done collaboration with Tech with Brett. He's actually one of my good buddies from Utah. But in terms of who I would really want to do it that can help with my channel, it would probably be Marcus Brownlee, of course. And just because he has such a huge audience, he's a reputable person to do any type of a video about mobile phones. I think it would be fun to go with Rhett and Link for Good Mythical Morning. Not so much of doing something, maybe they'll do a show with Tech, and I could be maybe a guest on their show, but I'm a huge fan of Good Mythical Morning. So, and then the last one, we'll just do Casey Neistat. You know, who wouldn't want to be with that dude? That dude is just super good, amazing videographer for YouTube. He's a person who is changing the game of YouTube today. And he's actually been doing a lot of work with Peter McKinnon, which I was watching Peter McKinnon way before he even blew up, way back when he had, 200,000 subscribers. I just remember the video of him talking about, quitting his job, leaving his job, doing YouTube full time, being free, being able to just create and do what he wants to do. And so that's extremely inspiring, especially seeing a guy go from 200,000 to 1.5 million subscribers within one full year is really good. So I'd say those four, if you guys were able to pick up on those. So these questions here, I have no idea what's really going on here. How the sun is red. I'm not really going to go after those ones. See, somebody mentioned that the community is not available for them. I don't really know how it's not. Usually, maybe from another country, but YouTube should work in the same way on everybody's phones. So when the question about community is going on is there's actually a community tab in YouTube. So when you go to someone's YouTube channel, you can see that they have their home, the videos, playlists. You can see community, their about, and everything else. Underneath the community, it's a way for YouTubers to reach out to anybody who is a subscriber to ask questions. So actually, I asked the question yesterday, should I do a live stream today, or should I actually edit the video, take it, where it's going to take a little bit longer, but I wanted to get this video done before the end of the year, and this is really the only way to do it because today is Saturday, I have some shopping to do later on, hanging out with some family, and then Sunday, that's just the day for the Lord, and I spend it at church and everything else. So I don't really shoot any videos really on Sunday. So community, I would probably just look into it. I don't really know the answer exactly right now. It should be there. If anybody else can help out this question right here, you guys can kind of go for it if you want to. Let's see, Galaxy S7, how do I save battery on the above phone, the S7? How do I stop it from searching and staying on LTE? So saving battery honestly is bringing down your display just a little bit, but turning on the adaptive display so it can adjust the lighting of the display of your phone about how much lighting is around it. So if you put it about midway, keep on the adaptive display and the auto brightness and everything, then it's a way to kind of save battery. Never stay on Wi-Fi if you're not using it. As you're driving through town, going into all the different shops and the stores, going to different houses down the street, whatever, it's going to try and pick up on all the different Wi-Fi signals. So just don't do that. Keep it on LTE. And really, in terms of the question of stop it from searching and stay on LTE, it really depends on your carrier. So you can actually go over into your Wi-Fi settings or your mobile settings and go through the settings on the phone underneath advanced. Then you'd be able to check it out. Usually it's going to be underneath your Wi-Fi settings, underneath advanced. I have the S8 Plus. When did you start doing your videos? So my question, and then someone below them said, pick me. So Carmen, in terms of the questions for how do I start doing your videos? So a long time ago, back when the Note 1 came out, that was when I started doing YouTube. It was back in March 2012. And I was playing with the phone. I was showing people how it was being, how to use it, because this was the first time you've ever seen a phone that was that large, and especially with an S Pen, or back in the day, everybody called it the stylus. People just didn't understand it. So I started showing off a whole bunch of cool things that it was doing, and I wanted to see what happens if I upload a video. And for the first month, I got 4,000 views for the first month. And then I was like, hey, this is super cool. And then I created a couple more videos. A couple of those actually throughout time actually got, 300, 400, 500,000 views. And everything just kind of started from there. And then it kind of turned into, I love to play with the phones. I'm more of like a trainer type of a person. And so I wanted to help everybody else out. And then Favorite tech of the year 2017, and they have the Galaxy Note 8. And then he also asked the same question: how do you spike your hair? I have the Note 8. So in terms of favorite tech of the year 2017, that's pretty hard. So I don't really know exactly what my favorite tech would be. I don't know. I'm kind of into drones. I wanted to get into drones a little bit more, so I'm looking at the Breeze. I was looking at the new DJI Spark. I was checking that one out. I actually just got the DJI Phantom 3. And one of the interesting techs of 2017 could be the ZTE Axon M. It's the dual screen phone that you're able to open up and close. I think that one was pretty interesting, but it's not my favorite tech, just because I think it's going to open up the whole doors of what people think an opening phone is able to do, which the main concept is you go from your phone and then now you're into your tablet is actually the purpose of it. Is your football team in the playoffs? So I haven't really followed football lately. Usually what I do is I wake up, shower, take the kids to school, I go to the gym, then I work throughout the whole day until 5, 6 o'clock. Come home, play dad again, and then usually 3 days a week between 9 to midnight is when I do YouTube. So there's not too much time that I use to watch TV. When I am watching TV, it's probably going to be some shows that I've TiVoed. So I have not really been following it. I don't have a favorite team, to be honest. I live in Kansas City, so I should be a fan of the Chiefs. But I don't have a favorite team. I'm one of those persons who just love to watch a good game. I don't care who's playing. I don't really care who wins. I just want it to be a really good game. Is there a way that you can use your phone Note 8 in the house to give access through Wi-Fi to certain people? That one I'm going to have to look into. I never really played with it personally. If anybody else on here that actually knows that question, write that down, answer it for me. I don't know that one, to be completely honest. So a way, I don't know if you can. I think that's actually done through maybe the router or something. But let me play with that, and I'll have to check it out. I'll go through the settings and I'll check that out. Let's see, just went from the Note 5 to the Note 8. What are some of the best features I can take advantage of? So for Richard Gibson, great question. You went from the Note 5 to the Note 8. What's some of the things that you want to do? Honestly, there's a video that I uploaded. It's the very first video of the Galaxy Note 8 that is, I believe, simply titled as Galaxy Note 8, What is New? Or What do you need to know? And everything in that video is only showing what is different from the Note 5 and the Note 7 into the Note 8. So definitely go underneath my channel, hit on playlist, and then click on the Note 8 playlist, and you'll actually see the very first video. That's the video for you to see exactly what is new. All the videos after that is just going more in depth on a whole bunch of random stuff. Best wireless charger for the Galaxy Note 8. Obviously, he has the Note 8. So the wireless charging that I actually use, this one is from PowerPeak. It does actually support the fast charge. This will be a video that I will be doing actually pretty shortly. I'm just waiting for them just to get a little bit more inventory before I shoot the video. So then this way they would actually have enough for everybody to purchase. So I do have the Samsung wireless charging stand. I have the 2017 convertible one that stands up and down. I have all of those. Those are actually upstairs, but in the YouTube studio here, my go-to is actually this one. Sorry, I touched the mic. Is the one from PowerPeak Products. So you'll see some videos on that one here coming up shortly, and it's actually a really good price. What made you become a YouTuber and why? So I started it because originally the Note 1, I was just curious on how YouTube worked because, almost 6 years ago, YouTube was different than today. And so I just wanted to show how to use a phone. I wanted to see what happened, and then it just kind of grew from there. And then probably, 3 years ago, I noticed that I actually kind of had something going on. And then you're holding us hostage. I'm looking at some of these questions here. I'm actually looking at it from what you guys are commenting in the comments right now for the live feed. But yeah, so it's just about 3 years ago, it kind of changed. It grew and grew and grew. And then for the last 2 years, I'm noticing I'm getting a really big following. I just hit 80,000 subscribers yesterday. So I'm super excited for that one too, trying to get up to 100,000 subscribers. And actually what I want to do is, you guys heard me talk a little bit before about how busy I am with work and blah, blah, blah. The goal is to actually do this full time. So maybe possibly in the near future, you guys might see how I'd have more time to do bigger videos like this. I can actually snip things out and create maybe 2 videos a day, one at 5 a.m. and then one for 5 p.m. And then I'm also working on that secondary channel, which is the jimmyispromo 2 channel. And so I'll have to put the link below the description below so you guys can click on that one too. Let's see here. Somebody, Roadrunner, asked me the question that they just got their Galaxy Note 8 and they're excited for it for Christmas. What electronic did you get for Christmas that you're really excited about? So the electronic that I actually purchased myself was the DJI Phantom 3. So it's my drone, super excited for it. Flew it about 3 times so far. And when I start playing with it more, I'm actually going to make videos on the drones to let you guys and teach you guys more about drones as well too. And definitely going to take it out when I go on some vacations and such. Mohammed asked the question, I want to buy the U Flex. Do you think it's good with my S8 Plus, or what is another best option for a neck band? So he has the S8 Plus. That's the only headgear I don't have from Samsung, is going to be the Samsung U Flex. I do have the Samsung Level U Pros, and that's what I use every single day for the last whenever it came out. So I actually have the Level U Pro. I'm surprised I'm not even wearing it now, but I'm not going to wear it for YouTube. Yeah, that's the one I use all day, every day. U Flex is going to be extremely similar to it. I bet the sound quality will also be very similar. They just changed the design. It's a way that you'd be able to completely flex it, because the Samsung Level U and the Samsung Level U Pro, there's a point right here where it's flexible, but it can still break right there, which actually, let me show you. So that was this one right here. So this one is the Level U Pro, and so this is the one that I actually use. And right around this top area, I don't know if you can see that, that's actually where it could break. And so they made the U Flex to where it's completely flexible everywhere. What do you think the next Galaxy S will be called? 9, 10, or 11? And they have the Galaxy S8 Plus. So Lucas, obviously it's going to be the Galaxy S9. They're not going to do anything crazy. They only skipped one number, and that was, going from in the Note series, they basically skipped the 6 and went straight to the Note 7. And that was to get the Galaxy Note number the same as the Galaxy S number. And so then the people wouldn't get confused, because then maybe they would see, the S6, but then the Note 5, but they think the S6 is newer. And really, technically, they were made in the exact same year. So they would think they would just go with the S6 instead of the Note 5, just because of different numbers. I want to ask you, what other work do you do behind YouTubing or being a YouTuber and making videos, and how much time is it in making videos for your channel? They have the Galaxy Note 8. Very good question. I kind of answered that a little bit earlier. Usually I spend 3 days a week, 4 days a week from 9 until midnight. Actually shooting and editing and uploading videos. So it actually takes a lot of work. Except for when a phone just gets launched, I'm usually doing it daily, so then I can go every single day for the Galaxy, Note 8 or S8 or whatever it might be. What is my work behind YouTube? I work in the wireless industry for a major tech company, is pretty much all I'm going to say. So I'm working with cell phones all day, working with people all day, and I'm in stores all day. So really, that's pretty much my job. So that's kind of how I know pretty much almost everything about any type of a tech. But because I started the channel doing Samsung, I kept it with Samsung just because I built the following. And there's so many things that the Samsung can do that other phones can't. Plus, I'm not a huge fan of LG, not a huge fan of HTC. I'm also not a fan of the iPhone. So really, it kind of come down to, who is the leading smartphone maker, which is Samsung. And for a fact that Samsung is the largest. When you look at all their numbers, you can see everything they do. Also, Samsung makes the screens and processors of Apple. So you might as well go with the original company that is just going with everything there. Creating Nokia, Sony, no homo. Okay, random reviews. Nokia, I've used Nokia back in the past, man. Sony, I actually never owned a Sony phone, so I never had a Sony Xperia or anything like that. But Nokia was, long time ago. I'm looking at all the questions on the on YouTube, the comments you guys are asking right now, actually, too, here. Just checking out, just making sure everything is going on. So Vicky Robinson asked a question. I don't know whether to test my Note 8 battery by bringing it in down to 0. What do you recommend? So if you want to check out your battery life, really what you should do is take it all the way down to 0. If you want to, plug it in, take it all the way up to 100%. And then what you're going to want to do is when you go inside of your battery settings and everything, you'll be able to see how long you were using your battery. So I might as well just answer this question here because it's a pretty good one. So how do you know if your battery is really bad or if it's good? What you want to do is if you notice that your battery percentage is going down between, let's say 5 and 7% per hour, it's really good. If it's going down maybe 8 or 9% per hour, that means that there's settings you can change to make it better. So maybe your screen brightness is all the way up, or maybe you have a clean sweeper. Don't download any type of a clean sweeper type app. It actually ruins your phone today. And then also too, if it is 10% or higher going down per hour, then that means you have a battery issue and you just go into the store and see if you can get it replaced. Usually if you have a Samsung or LG or Apple and it's going down 10% or more per hour, that probably means that you've had your phone for about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years, I hope. And that just means you got to get a new phone. All right, let's move right back over into some of the next questions. Some of these I might skip as well, but I did actually put in the number 1 through 350 for all the different comments that was actually received right here. I chose the number and then I kind of just went down the whole list and bam, I was able to choose the winner. So we will be getting there shortly. But let me just go through some of these questions a little bit quicker here so that we can kind of get to the winner. So the question from Infinite Power, do you have kids? If so, what are their names? And they have the Galaxy S8. So Infinite Power, I do have kids. So I have 2. And I say 2 because one is my son and then one is my girlfriend's daughter. And basically she is my daughter. So I plan to adopt her in the future whenever my girlfriend and I gets married and everything else too. So 2, their names are Kaylani and Bentley. So Bentley is 7 years old and Kaylani is 3 years old, and they're super fun. If you watched one of my videos the other day, either it was uploaded 2 days ago or 3 days ago, when you looked at my always on display, there was an image of actually them right on my always on display. Let's see here. So question, what are your thoughts on the future for 3D printing? And let's see, where are you from? What kind of videos do you make exactly? So it looks like maybe this person right here is brand new to the channel. So the future of 3D printing, I think 3D printing is really cool. I really want to get a 3D printer. I almost bought one with a friend, and I want to make little figurines. So 3D printing is going to be pretty big, especially you can make a business out of just buying a 3D printer. You can make little figurines. You can pretty much make almost anything and everything you want out of it. What type of videos do I make? Usually the type of videos I make is going to be around the mobile industry. For cell phones, and then also mostly about Samsung phones, Samsung services, and their ecosystem, just because there's so much, and why spend a whole dedicated YouTube channel on LG or HTC when really the only 2 phones being bought is either Apple or Samsung, and I'm just a fan of Samsung, just to be completely honest. So let's kind of keep going down here. So they have the Galaxy S8. Do I get any of these phones from the manufacturer as a promotional item? So some of these I do purchase, and then some of them, depending on either products that I review or sometimes even phones, sometimes I get them sent to me from a friend, and then sometimes, yeah, the companies will actually send off some phones to YouTubers. So my goal is that somehow I can get with the PR of Samsung or the marketing team of Samsung and say, hey, I have a huge channel, 80,000 subscribers, it averages 1.3 million views a month. Throw me onto some type of a plan to where I can just send me your phone. When it releases, I'll keep on making these videos for you. And if not, then I'm just going to have to just keep on purchasing them. And then this way, it'll kind of help out finances so I can just get them for free. Maybe send me over to Unpacked. That'd be amazing. Send me over to CES. That's too much. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the goal, is to keep growing this channel and being chosen as one of those YouTubers that would be able to get these phones and keep on keep this channel growing, basically. Other than that, it's always going to keep growing. I'm just hoping it can get easier. Let's see here. Cassandra asked a question about the Note 8 screen having issues. I haven't really seen any issues with the screens on the Galaxy Note 8. The Note 8 is actually pretty solid of a phone. I haven't heard too many issues with it. You know, the whole battery thing has completely been done and finished last year. Samsung has the 8-point safety check for the battery, so they even stab these batteries too to make sure that they don't even explode when they are stabbed. Any other phone out there in the world actually would and catch fire. So I haven't seen any issues with it. And if you happen to have any type of issues, download an app on your phone that's called Samsung Plus. It might actually even already be pre-downloaded, and talk to Samsung that way. That's basically your concierge to Samsung, is using Samsung Plus. Let's see here. Let's see. They have as mail says, I have an S8. What would you want to see? I have an S8. What would you do if you were able to choose 3 superpowers? So it looks like they chose speed, super strength, and teleportation. Let's see. 3 superpowers. One of them, obviously, to fly. One of them would be to pause time, because I think that if something was about to go down and you're able to pause time, you'd be able to hopefully fix it or help it. Or if you wake up super late for work, pause time, get ready, and leave. If you're trying to get somewhere and there's congestion on the road, pause time, go all around them and keep going. But yeah, I'd say fly, pause time, and the last one, I don't know. I guess we can go with let's go with speed. And I don't need to have super crazy speed like Flash. I just want speed where I'm running double the speed I am now. So if I really wanted to run extremely fast in track or play football, I would be able to, and nobody would really know, because it's not super speed, but it's double the speed of a normal human. Hopefully those are some good answers for you. Let's see here. Mr. Biker Buck asked the question, Note 8. How did you get into doing these types of videos? They're great. Keep them up. They're cool. Thank you. I got into it, but just because I got the original Note 1, just wanted to keep on making the videos. And then it just kind of got addicting talking to a camera. And right now I'm talking to a webcam that's way over on my tripod at the moment. So I just love it, man. It's a passion. I just tell anybody and everybody to start a YouTube channel, because you never know where it's going to go, how it's going to get to. My friend Tech with Brett, you know, last year he had maybe 0 to 1,000 subscribers. As of right now, I mean, the dude's at 25,000 subs. So within 1 year, he grew like crazy. So if you're not subscribed to him yet, search for Tech with Brett. You're going to love his videos. He does things with Google and a whole bunch of other cool things. So check it out. What's your favorite VR game? From Mandy. Mandy also asked the question, does the VR come in different colors? So for the first question, my favorite VR game would probably be Drop Dead. Drop Dead is a really cool game. You're able to use the VR with the controller, shoot people, shoot zombies. It's super sweet. VR come in different colors. It does not. It's just straight up that blackish color. Back in the day, it actually used to be white. And today it's actually just staying as this black color. You don't really want to have a light colored VR, because then you don't want light penetrating through the VR. So it has to stay black, so then the light isn't going to penetrate it as much. Can the VR cause screen burn-in? No. The only reason why is because as long as you're moving your head and you're going around with it, it's not going to have any type of a screen burn. So actually, even that little home button on the very bottom of the Galaxy Note 8, you shouldn't get a screen burn, just because this thing moves small baby ½ millimeters, you know, every couple minutes. So then it wouldn't actually do a screen burn for that one. Is the VR backwards compatible? It actually is. So it works with the S7, it works with the Note 5. The great thing about the brand new one, the one that I'm giving out today, is backwards compatible. It works with anything USB Type-C and USB or micro USB. There's a little slot in there. You just kind of take off that little piece, replace it with the micro USB, and then you're good to go. Knitted Cat asked the question, what is your favorite color? Hers is pink. My favorite color would probably be, it's actually a combination of 2 colors, which would be black and red. So when you actually have, this is getting kind of close, but not there yet, black and red together just look extremely good. So I don't really have one exact, only one color. If there's anything on the Note 8, what would I choose? The current phone is the Note 8. For the Note 8, honestly, there was a question about the fingerprint. So especially if you're a truck driver or if you're driving all the time, if your phone is up on a mount in a vehicle, or if your phone is laying down on a table, you know, it's going to be hard to use the fingerprint when it's, you know, facing away from you or not even accessible. So fingerprint movement would be nice, But the thing is too, is that when I'm actually holding the phone, my finger is actually right next to the fingerprint, so it's not horrible, but it was something that we had to get used to. So I would say the only thing I would probably change would be fingerprint in the screen, just to make everybody happy. And hopefully Samsung will be able to get there and everybody else. James Willis asked the question, how many hours a week do I put into my production? He has the Note 8. So James, on an average, I would probably say 15 to 20 hours a week. And soon, hopefully in the future, I'll be able to put in a good 40 to 50 hours a week, so then I can create more content for you guys, better content. And then I wouldn't have to do a live stream, even though it's super easy. Let's see, I'm looking right over here, and I just happened to look over at the question that says, Note 8 here. What do you think about the Apple slowing down iPhones to push them to upgrade? So the thing about that one is that it's so funny that they have people, spokespersons, who state that they don't slow phones down, particular to make people, upgrade. But they did it to, I guess, conserve the battery life to make it last longer. But the thing that I see where a lot of people are going to get really ticked off is going to be where people spend hundreds of dollars to pay off a phone just to get a new one. So underneath the radar, I do think that they did bring it down, not only to kind of help the phone last longer, the battery last longer, but it is a way to make people upgrade. But people's known that for years. Everybody knows and has been stating for the last 2 or 3 years that Apple slows down their old phones or just makes them not really work as well, so then it would upgrade. So I don't know why it's all new news right now. I thought people already knew that. But now they actually came out because somebody on Reddit actually did all the tests and found it. So when people say one person cannot make a difference, obviously you can, as one person, make a huge difference, because now you can actually go into an Apple store and you can pay 30 or 40 bucks to get a new battery, which kind of sucks because now they're forcing them to, purchase a new battery or upgrade a phone. So yeah, I mean, when I'm in store and everything, a whole bunch of people getting mad about paying off maybe 2 or 3 phones, maybe iPhone 4s, iPhone 5s, and it's because of the fault of Apple. They did have a reason behind it, but you have the other side of it where you need to be transparent and tell people what you're doing. That's where they messed up, is not being transparent and completely ticked people off. So that's what I think about it. It's not really new news. Everybody should have known that. But now that it became a big battery gate, everybody's going to know about it. Question right here is, where do I live? I live in Kansas City, Missouri. Is YouTube your job, or do you do it full-time or part-time? So YouTube is technically, I guess, a part-time job. I have a full-time job that I work, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturdays. But soon, hopefully in the future, yeah, full-time YouTube is what I'm hoping for. So make sure we keep getting all these subscribers going, and then this way I'd be able to keep doing this. When did I start my channel? That was March 2012. Which is a better phone, the S8 or Note 8? For me personally, it is the Note 8, just because of the larger screen. Even though the S8 Plus is pretty large, I'm just a big advocate of that S Pen because the S Pen is able to do so much. Same guy again, same question, or a different question. When am I going to do the boil and freeze test? Good catch. I wanted to do that. It's super hard to find time right now. And the one day that I was going to shoot it, a couple things popped up. I had to take my car into the shop, a whole bunch of things. I couldn't do it that day. And then the next day came around that I was about to do it. And then my oven was super dirty and I had to clean it. And by the time I cleaned it, there was a different video that popped in my head I had to shoot. So I'm getting there. I really want to. I already have the ice bucket full of ice. It's halfway full of ice, so I can start putting it on an ice cube, put water on it, freeze it. But I will do the boil and freeze test of the Galaxy S8 Plus soon. It just happens to be that there's a lot of stuff that goes on too behind the scenes of YouTube. How did I come up with the name of the channel? And they have the Galaxy Note 8. So get your geek on. The name of my channel, so my name is Jimmy. And I used to do promotional work. So I did promotional jobs. I toured. I did marketing. So I would travel all across the United States for different marketing companies, maybe AT&T. I did one for Nintendo when the Nintendo, man, I can't remember what the name of it is, but there's a big Nintendo project I did in New York. And And then when 4G got released, I would go to all these different cities, talk about it. I did a big tour for BlackBerry where I went into all the Verizon call centers and trained people on it. So it was a promotional job. So that was what I was doing full time, traveling the United States, staying in hotels for free, getting food for free. It was a really sweet job. I loved it. And that was why I made jimmyispromo@gmail.com. When I made my YouTube channel, they just took that, back in the day, they just took that and put it as my name. And I left it because I didn't know what I was going to do with the channel. I didn't even know I was even going to continue. I just wanted to see how it worked if I uploaded a video. And then I stayed with it, and I'm super proud I did. So yeah, that's where Jimmy is Promo came from, is I used to do promotional work back in the day. Let's see here. Do you think that there's going to be any use of the DeX station over time? They have the S8 Plus and the Note 8. So I think that, you know, once you have it, and as long as you have a monitor to connect it to or a TV, it's always going to be able to be relevant if that's the question. And if you have some of the newer phones with, you know, USB Type-C, hopefully the DeX stations will always, the new ones that always keep coming out, hopefully they will just keep on making it available for your phone and doing backwards compatibility like they did with the Samsung Gear VR. I think it's a big market for it. It just was not produced enough, I believe, and not enough marketing behind it to get everybody into the DeX station. Let's see, where will there be any background song? Every time I listen to this, it reminds me of Liza Koshi. Yep. So actually, the question is talking about my background music I use for my videos. Yeah, actually, it came from the ending of Liza Koshi. Liza got huge in YouTube. I love the song Brazil, and I was like, you know what? If she's using it, I might as well use it too. It's kind of a whole mind thing that I was kind of getting into, which was, you know, if I make a video on YouTube and it has a song similar to somebody else who is doing extremely well, I was kind of hoping it would kind of resonate with that, so then you guys would think that my channel would also do well. That's kind of where it came from. Let's see here. What is your favorite season? So in terms of my favorite season, I'd say spring or summer. Fall is pretty nice too. I just don't like winter. Right now it's winter in Kansas City. Super cold outside right now, actually. Xbox or PlayStation? Good question. I have an Xbox. So I have the Xbox One and the Xbox One S. And so I didn't really get into PlayStation. I owned a PlayStation back in the day. I had PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. But I got huge into Xbox because of the... because of Halo 2, I got big into that. I did LAN tournaments back in college. So I was playing that like crazy. Google Home or Alexa? Man, Rizzo, you're coming up with some really good questions here. For me, I actually have the only Google product I have at home is going to be the Google Chromecast. But I have all of the Amazon stuff. I have the Amazon Alexa, in terms of the Echo Dot. I have the Fire Stick. And to be completely honest, the reason why for that is because on Amazon, they don't really sell any Google products. And a lot of times I do reviews on YouTube. I'm making a link in my description that would kind of help pay out as well. So if somebody was to purchase something that I recommend, I get actually a small percentage of that. Usually maybe 80 cents, maybe $1.20, whatever it may be. So really it's kind of because I started with the Alexa, and so I'm keeping the Alexa. It is perfect for me. My friend Brett, Tech with Brett, he's actually opposite. He has everything Google, so it's actually kind of fun. I love Google on my phone, and because I have Google on my phone, I don't think I need to have it all the way throughout my entire house. Plus, since I do have Amazon Prime, it comes with music and it comes with video, along with the 2-day shipping, of course. And so I have Google Music, or I should say the Amazon Music, playing throughout the entire house. That's why I have the Alexa. First smartphone, I answered that one a little bit earlier. It was my first smartphone. I guess that original one I ever talked about earlier. No, the first question was mobile phone. So it was a big Nokia brick phone. Smartphone, the only one I can really remember as being my first smartphone, which I think is actually correct, was the Moto Droid X on Verizon. What's my day job? I work in the mobile industry in wireless for a major company. Where was I born? I was born in Davenport, Iowa. Let's see here. The next question was, your videos helped me decide on what purchasing the Note 8. Thank you. And what is your favorite game to play on the Note 8 that uses the S Pen? So probably the favorite game that uses an S Pen on the phone will probably be Score Hero. It is a soccer game. But my favorite game I'm playing now is Golf King. Let me look at what the name of it is. It's like Golf King something. Mini Golf King. So I'm playing Mini Golf King all the time. It actually gets frustrating when you don't hit it the exact way you're supposed to. So it's a little miniature golf game because you can definitely lose, but it's all about getting more gems. So usually my goal is to get more gems than the other person. So then this way, if we're both hitting the ball pretty similar, if we tie at par or we both get birdie, then I'll win with more gems. Have you used the Gear VR to watch Gear 360 videos? How do they look? Yeah, I have. I've used the Gear VR a lot. I play games. I watch movies. I've shot my own movies with them or videos. I watch the videos that's on there underneath the 360 videos on there, and they actually look pretty good. Back in the day with the when you had it, I think it was with the Note 4, it was pretty grainy, but today it's gotten much better. Let's just kind of keep on going down. What watch band is that on your Gear S3? This one is the Samsung watch band. This is kind of like that orange-red color. So that is the one that I actually have on there. So it's actually the one made from Samsung because Sprint, walked into a Sprint store. They're selling it for a pretty good price, and I couldn't say no. Let's see. Somebody already asked the question about what's your favorite game on the Note 8. What is the first phone ever? Already answered that one. Which smartwatch is your favorite? I'd probably say the Gear S3 Classic, just because that is what I'm wearing now. I have the Gear S3 Frontier. I wanted to try that one out, but I just haven't gotten into switching out my watches just yet. Let's see. Can we use Facebook in the Gear VR? Yes, I believe there's actually a Facebook app inside the Samsung Gear VR you'd be able to use. If not, just go to the Samsung browser, go onto Facebook, and then you could do it that way. I know for a fact I did do it that way, but I can't remember if I looked just yet if they have the Facebook app on there yet too. Will asked the question, what's your favorite TV shows and movies? And they have the Galaxy S7. Favorite TV shows, I love The Walking Dead. I love The Flash, that is on Netflix. I love Stranger Things and watch Stranger Things 2. Movies, it's super hard. Anything for either DC or even Marvel. I'm more of a Marvel follower. So any of those movies are going to be good. It's super hard. I probably should have read this question in the past, but super hard to answer that. I know August Rush is a really good movie that kind of comes to mind. Let's see, She's Out of Your League or She's Out of My League. That's a movie that comes to mind. I don't know why. Who encouraged you to become a YouTuber? What is a tech reviewer or someone in your personal life? Or was it a tech reviewer? No, actually back in the day, 6 years ago, I didn't know anybody who did YouTube. Today I know a lot of people that do YouTube. And so I encouraged myself to do YouTube, which again was curious just to see how it kind of worked. And so that's what I kind of think there. This is Liza Koshi's background song. It is. It is. A lot of people are watching Liza Koshi. That's right, man. She's killing it, and she has 2 different channels. You know, sometimes you look at another person's YouTube channel and you watch them, and you try to kind of pick up on a couple things that they do just because they're doing it right. Maybe it's because you want to kind of do a little bit of a mental thing where, you know, if she is doing extremely well, if I have a couple things that kind of mimic her just a little bit, then maybe other people would like the channel as well too, so they can kind of think about that. Let's see. I'm actually going to scroll down just a little bit more. How to grow a full beard. Let it go out. Don't shave. What's the best tempered glass for the Note 8? Great question. Great question. So Neil, my honest opinion, so I get a lot of different tempered glasses sent to me. I've tested many of them. I've actually purchased many of them. And I would say if you have the Galaxy S8 or the S8 Plus, some of the better ones will be the Whitestone dome glass. It's pretty hard to put on. You have to be patient. You have to do it right. But once it's on there correctly, that's literally the best one you can get. Also, you can use from PowerPeak Products, the same company that I have my wireless charger from. They have one that's called Base. The Base screen protector for the S8 and S8 Plus was flawless, amazing, great touch sensitivity. It does a good job. Their company is growing as well for their online base. Usually what they were they were a company who was selling into all of the carriers. So Sprint and Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, anybody either dealer or corporate, I think it was mostly dealers, they would sell the screens there, not really online. So they started their e-commerce online. I made a video for them and sold them out pretty quick. Then they had an issue with shipping and processing, whatever. Anyways, Base is the second best one probably. And then also Gadget Guard is really good. If you get the Gadget Guard tempered glass, it's good. Liquid screen protection is okay. So what I would suggest is you can do liquid screen protection on the front and the back. All it does is it kind of helps the strengthening of the glass on the phone. It will not prevent it from breaking. The case that you get on your phone is what prevents it from breaking. But the liquid screen protection makes it stronger, so it's a little bit less scratch resistant, or I should say it's going to be more scratch resistant, so then this way it won't scratch it. So what I suggest is do liquid screen protection on the front and the back, then put a tempered glass screen protector on top. So do liquid, keep it on there for 48 hours, then put on a tempered glass screen protector. And the tempered glass screen protector is also to save you from scratches, but it does help with maybe 80% of the drops or 70% of the drops. Because then this way, if it's falling down, the case is what saves you, but there could be a pebble that could break the screen. That is where the screen protector comes into play, is if it hits like a pebble or something. Let's see here. Oh man, these are a lot of good questions. What do I think about the educational system in America? Man, that's a little bit beyond me, man. Educational system, I think it's okay. I think it depends on your city, your county you live in, your school zones, the states. Obviously, there's some that could be better, some that could be worse. But, you know, the way that I kind of look at it is when you look at a really nice college, an amazing university, and you look at the professors, a lot of them are actually not even from America too. So that kind of tells me a little bit that there is some other countries out there that has something a little bit more strict and maybe a little bit more better. Let's see, did I go to college, and if so, what for? I did go to college. I have my AA degree. I was about to go into business. I was also even going to do real estate. But then what happened was I grew up as an actor, so I was even affiliated with the Fox Kids Network. Moved to New York and did a whole bunch of things out there with stage. And then I just kind of moved over into doing promotional work once I moved out to New York. So yeah, I went to college, just an AA degree, and it would have been for probably real estate if I was to keep on going with that. But moved over, stuck with the whole acting thing, and it was a pretty good fun ride. How long have I been doing YouTube? It's been almost 6 years. So come March, it will be 6 years. See, how did I become the YouTuber? Already answered that one. It was just really just curious on uploading a video, and I stayed with it. What is my wish list for the Note 9? Great question. The year of change. So wish list for the Note 9 could be... honestly, I'm waiting for whatever Galaxy X is. I'm waiting for the foldable phone. I'm waiting for that one. But for the Note 9, you know what? Put in the better processor. This is what every company does. Better processor, better screen, better resolution. Honestly, I just want a battery that would last longer, which everybody's always going to say it. Once you make a battery last 5 days, then you're going to want it to last 7 days. When you make a battery last 7 days, you're going to want it to last 2 weeks. So yeah, better battery life, better camera. What I really want in the phone industry, this is getting to the nitty gritty here of what Apple, Samsung, LG, everybody, what they need to do is, maybe the FCC gives a regulation or whatever might have to happen, is make every single phone come with Allo and Duo. Allo and Duo is made by Google. It is the chat service and the video service. So Allo is what I use every day to do my normal texts, to do usually voice, because voice, when you press and hold on the mic, it's just super easy, it's clean, it's crisp. So my wish list for the 9 is that by the time of the Galaxy Note 9 for next year, all of Samsung's, all of Apple's, all of HTC's, LG's, Motorola's, everybody have Allo and Duo pre-downloaded. So then this way, if you're an Apple user, you don't have to download it. If you're an Android user, you don't have to download it. And it's a way that it can kind of merge everything, because on Apple you have FaceTime and iMessage. But when you're FaceTiming, you can only FaceTime with other FaceTimers, so you're kind of hitting a glass ceiling. But with Duo, which is the video service, you can Duo with anybody. Any phone, any carrier, any network, Wi-Fi or mobile data, or any country. Doesn't matter what it is. Anybody could do it. So Allo and Duo, really honestly, it kind of sounds cheesy, but that's all I want for the Note 9. We already know the camera will improve, the processor will improve. I'm cool with all that. I just want Allo and Duo on every single phone. Who is your favorite YouTuber? Good question. I do watch Liza. I do watch Casey Neistat a lot. Peter McKinnon is amazing. But probably the channel I'm on the most is Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link. So I watch Good Mythical Morning pretty much almost every morning. And that's what's going on there. Favorite phone of 2017 would be the Galaxy Note 8. How long have I been YouTubing? From Jeff, that's been almost 6 years. How long have I been using the Note series? All the way since the Note 1. The crazy thing is that the Note 1 came out in March of 2012. And then Note 2 came out in October 24th of 2012, and I don't know why I know that exact date. Actually, I do know why the exact date. It's because when the Note 2 came out, that's the first number of the two. It was the first quad-core phone, so it had 4 cores there. So that's how I remember the 2 and the 4. So yeah, it was October of 2012, actually. So I owned all of the Note series. I just believed in it, and I understood it. And so that is how long I've been using it. It feels like I got hair in my face. Okay. How to change the name of the device, which it looks like when you're in Bluetooth? Good question. Do you know what? I'll make a video for that, Mohammed. You go actually, I believe you go over into either the Bluetooth settings or you actually go underneath About Device. When you go to, it's underneath About Device. You go to About Device and it actually says the name of the phone that you have there. When you click it, you're able to change it. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Without having to look at it, but I can always make a video for that. So that's a really good question there. What's my favorite food? Right now I'm kind of on a diet trying to lose some weight. So right now my favorite food is chicken and rice. But I'm not a huge fan of pizza anymore. I used to love pizza. I could definitely eat tacos. We'll do that for my favorite food, tacos. I'm a tacos fiend. I'm able to eat tacos all day. If it's a Taco Tuesday, I'm going to get tacos, unless if I'm on a diet. There we go. Let's see. Looking at some of these questions. Jose didn't really have any really great questions right there. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I take that back. That was kind of mean. He does have a good question here. What do you wish for the new year brings you? So next year, I kind of talked about what I was hoping for next year. I'll definitely hit over 100,000 subscribers next year. That's probably going to be in April. So you guys can kind of keep tabs on that. By the end of the year, maybe about 150,000 subscribers is what I'm looking for. The new year, I hope it brings me as a full-time YouTuber. I'm hoping the next year, I don't know, just brings any goals to mind for anybody in my family, anybody who's following me, anything that you guys have going on that you want as a goal, if it's to lose weight, get a new job, anything like that. I kind of hope that everything works out for you guys and also for my family as well too. And I'm not running for a pageant right here, so I'm going to end right there. Let's keep on going down. What's my favorite app ever? Oh, man. I have no idea for my favorite app. Nope, I do have a favorite app. It would have to be YouTube. So I love YouTube. YouTube will have to be the favorite app because I'm on it almost daily. Actually, I'm on it literally daily, but in terms of me being on it, it's almost daily, I guess. Let's see here. Have the Note 8. So it looks like, Brian, you already have the Note 8 and you have the VR. So you don't need to enter. I mean, that's awesome, man. You know what? You already got those things. Let other people have an opportunity to win. That's correct, man. Let's see. Rick asked a question. I have the Note 8 and I love it. Thank you for teaching us how to use it. A couple questions. Do I travel much? And have I been to Seattle? I do travel quite a bit. My job kind of brings me to travel about 5 times a year. I personally travel about 2 times a year. And I have been to Seattle. I love Seattle, actually. It's pretty fun. When I went on tour, actually, Seattle was one of my stopping points I went to, and I checked out the fish market and everything else. Seattle's pretty cool. So, yep, I have been there. Let's kind of keep on going down. How much? Do you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down a little bit here because I'm not halfway down. So here we go. What is the best Christmas gift I received? I did get my Jimmy is Promo t-shirt for my girlfriend. That's probably one of the best ones I've received because now it's going to turn into a mass production. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit more. What motivated you to start YouTube? I was curious, wanted to see how it happened, what it was. What would life be like for you without YouTube? Oh man, without YouTube, a lot of TV or a lot of gameplay. I would be playing Xbox all the time. I would be at the gym all the time. I would probably be spending more time with my real job. How long have I been doing YouTube? Almost 6 years. The best case for the Note 8. So right now, I'm using the Under Armour case. This one's pretty good, but I'm a huge fan of Tech 21, the Evo Check. Do I hate Apple and not the fruit? I don't hate Apple. I'm just not an Apple user. I don't really understand the whole popularity thing. I think it's just kind of more of a name type thing, just like Beats. Beats wasn't really a good headset. It was just it was an airy base. It wasn't clean. And honestly, they actually put magnets inside of the Beats headphones just to make them feel more premium because they're heavier. If it wasn't magnets, it would just feel like a little kid's headset. So not a huge fan of Apple. It's just kind of a name thing. I've used the OS for a while. It wasn't for me. I'm more of an open source type of guy. I love just watching something on my phone and boosting it straight over to a TV. Already kind of answered a couple of those YouTube questions there. When did I start using the Note series? Ever since the Note 1, I've used it from the very, very get-go. What is the best fast wireless charger? Samsung has the best fast wireless charger. Outside of that, the other one would be the PowerPeak product one. So this is the PowerPeak. I think you guys can see it. This one is the one that I use every day. Again, I will make a video for it pretty shortly. Best case for the Note 8, kind of answered that one already. I'm not a fan of OtterBox, that's for sure. I've broken more phones with OtterBox lately than I have with these new up-and-coming, really good, nice skeleton type cases from Tech 21, Spec, and then also Under Armour, which technically Under Armour is manufactured from Incipio. So Incipio doesn't have really any good protective cases. They're more of like the whole pretty type cases, plastic cases as well. This is their first protective case that they made in association with Under Armour, which is pretty amazing. Can you use an S Pen on an S8? You cannot. The digitizer inside of the Galaxy Note series, there is a layer of screen that works with the S Pens. And you can actually use the S Pen from the original Note 1 all the way up into the Note 8. Or you can use the Note 8 S Pen on the Note 1. It's actually all the exact same. What would be your dream vacation? Anywhere outside of the country. I've traveled everywhere. I've been to, I think, 47 states. Anywhere outside the country. Anything that has beaches and mountains. Just get me right over there and I'm good to go. Let's see. What do I think about the Note 10? No idea. First off, the Note 9 would have to come out first. I have no idea what the Note 10 will be like. Maybe Note 10 is the start of the foldable phone, possibly, in a couple years. That kind of makes a little bit of a sense here. Somebody asked, where did I come up with my YouTube name? Again, that was actually from back when I was doing promotional work. I just wanted to make a Gmail that was super easy for all these companies and clients to hire me. And so I kept it as jimmyispromo@gmail.com. And when I made my YouTube channel, it's all associated with Google because Google owns YouTube. They just took that first part and put it right there, and I kept it. What I do before YouTube, I worked at a grocery store. I've worked at Kohl's. I've worked at an Abercrombie and Fitch. I've worked at a bean factory doing like a forklift. That was crazy. Then I got into sales. I also got into promotional work. I've done acting. So I've actually done quite a bit right before YouTube. So I've done a lot of things, traveled to almost all those 47 states by the time I was 22. Nobody really motivated me to do YouTube. If anything, I'm kind of trying to motivate other people to do YouTube. So I've had quite a few people reach out to me, ask me questions. They started the channel. Let's see, I'm looking at some of your guys' questions here. There's a lot of them I haven't really read just yet. Let's see, Jeff says he wants to win. Jeff asked, have I ever been to Detroit? I have, actually. Yeah, I have been to Detroit. My name is Jeff. You guys are funny. You guys are funny. I love you guys. All right, let's go back over to some of these questions over here. Do you think the iPhone's Bionic chip really matters, since performance of Samsung Exynos is also good in my honest opinion, using the Note? So yeah, Apple uses a completely different chipset than what Samsung does. And to be also completely honest, again, when you look at the two different phones super close together, you'll barely see any type of a difference on which one's faster or slower. And actually, some of the times on a Samsung phone, there is a window animator that when you go from a screen to screen, it actually is slowed down by an animation. You can turn that off, so it actually can make your phone go a little bit faster. What do you think flagship these days are worth buying? So which ones? They have the Note 8. Flagships, some people do like the LGs, maybe like the V30 Plus. Some people are starting to like that phone. I'm not into the Essential phone. Samsung, it's either really just Samsung or Apple. Either you're getting yourself an iPhone or you're getting yourself a Samsung phone. Somebody says, what is DeX? They have the Note 8. So Angel, DeX is a way that you'd be able to push your phone into a DeX station, this little holder right here, and it turns your phone into a Chromebook. So actually, when you're looking at my screen here of what YouTube looks like as I'm reading all the comments, that's exactly what this will look like, along with even the bottom. When you look on the very bottom down here of all these different applications and menus, it looks just like this. You don't even know that you're using a phone until you tell people that you're using your Samsung Galaxy phone in the DeX. They just think it's a computer. What is the intro music for your videos? I don't know where that song came from. I had a friend make me my intro for me. And I can't remember if he put the music there or if I did. I think he might have. So I don't really know where the music comes from, but the music I use at my background now, on my end screen, and then through some of my videos, which is the reasoning for that is to kind of keep the pace up a little bit more. And when you have a little bit of background music, it just kind of makes it go a little bit faster. You want to hear just a little bit harder at my words, so then this way it'll hopefully stay with you too. And that one's from, it's called Brazil. Let's see, love your videos. Thanks for all the great info. How do you create an event on your calendar for your email? I use Gmail email, but Calendar Plus for calendar. I have a Note 8. Honestly, use everything of Google. Google has everything. You won't lose anything. When you transfer from phone to phone to phone, log in with your Gmail, everything is right there for calendar, your contacts. Even it backs up all your pictures as well too. So I don't use Calendar Plus for calendar. I've never seen it, so I don't really know how that one works so well. But yeah, underneath your calendar on the phone, if I need to, I can make a video for that too. I can start doing a lot of Android 101 videos. Just open up your calendar on the phone. When you add in something, make sure that wherever it's saving to, it's not on the phone, internal phone storage. Make sure it's on your correct Gmail. Same thing if you do contacts. Make sure when you add a new contact, it's being stored on the Gmail you want it to be stored onto. Favorite accessory for 2017. So I would probably say the thing that got me excited for accessories, we already know about the Samsung Gear VR. We already know about the watches. I'd probably say an accessory would be the DeX Station. The DeX Station is a game changer, so I'd probably say that one. In terms of something outside of Samsung for accessories, I would love to have that Pixel 2 or the Pixel that has the headset that you plug in and it translates languages. But this right here is a light that I recorded and talked about the other day, where you strap this onto your phone and it will actually flash that additional brightness when your phone takes a flash to take a better image. Or you can even use it for YouTube to give you more additional light. Let's see here. Which company do you think will go get the under the screen fingerprint reader first? I have no idea. It could be Xiaomi, could be Huawei, could be Samsung, could be LG. I think they're all kind of in the race right now of fighting on who can do it first. Honestly, again, man, I've been saying honestly a lot. I noticed that. All of these companies I mentioned, they already have a fingerprint underneath the screen that they've been testing in their R&D department. So when you really think about it, everything that we're talking about today, they have already done for a couple of years. Almost any company in some sort of way of a research and development, because you have to develop something, you have to research and make it better and improve on it, and then you have to redo it again underneath the research and development, keep improving, but you also have to get the the manufacturing cost down, because a lot of times when you get big things like this, it might cost quite a bit of money to do. And after they manufacture it a few times, make it a little bit better, then it brings the cost down, so it makes it a more reasonable phone to buy. Let's see. Tim was asking questions. The thoughts on the upcoming S9 from Samsung. My thoughts is I'm ready for it. Bring it on. I'm ready to make some more videos. Give me that better camera. Give me that better aperture. A changing aperture, an adjusting aperture would be sick. You know, give me a better battery life somehow. Put a smaller chipset in there with a larger storage. You know, 128 gigs. Let's start at 128 instead of starting with 64. But obviously, you know, we're going to get there because they're already working on their 512 internal storage. So Samsung, what I read online is that Samsung was creating and manufacturing and already has a 512 gigabyte internal storage. So I have a feeling that they'd be able to come out with that 128 here pretty quick. Do you keep the old phones once you upgrade or sell them? Either they're traded in or sold. Yeah, so every single time I get a new phone, usually I actually keep a lot of my phones for a little while though. So actually I keep an S8, I keep a Note 8 for a little bit, and then after a while, then I kind of turn them in. Because the great thing about all these carriers is you can actually turn in a good working, like nice phone from 2 years ago, even 3 years ago, and get a really good discount off of a new phone. And usually when you get phones, put a down payment on it first. Go in there with $200, $300, $400. Put the down payment on there. It makes your monthly payment less. And then wait a couple months, pay it all the way off, and then now you're good to go. That's pretty much what I have been and will be doing is that way. So I don't buy them outright instantly. So let's see here. Do you think it's a good idea to buy the Galaxy S foldable phone as soon as it comes out or wait for reviews? You don't need to wait for reviews. Really, Samsung, their phones, when they first come out for the last year or two, have been a pretty solid phone. And the updates haven't really hurt the phone. And if it has, then they would send off a new patch and update it again. So it's really kind of up to you if you're able to afford and getting the phone instantly. Depends on your plan, if you can upgrade it at that moment in time. But, you know, if you're going to be adopting the phone, you might as well just be one of the first ones to do it. Play with it and shoot. If anything, create your own channel. Create your own little reviews. Talk about what your phone is able to do if you're one of the first persons who get it. Favorite TV show? I'm waiting for Stranger Things to come back. I also watched The Walking Dead. And I just blanked on the other TV show that I watch all the time too. Oh man, what is that show? It just ended, and it's about the family who lost. They're supposed to have triplets, and then they lost their son or daughter, and then there was another kid that was there. They picked him up, and I blanked on the name. Somebody write it there. Somebody write down what show am I talking about? It makes everybody cry. And I cannot believe I just forgot the name. So write it down, and I'll read it. Do I think the foldable phone will cost over $1,000? I think it will. I believe that because of the manufacturing, and it's going to be a brand new phone, because of also even the Note 8 being really close to $1,000. Yeah, I think that the next one will be pretty expensive, over $1,000. Do you think it's a good idea to make people listen to you answer questions they didn't ask to find out if they won? If you don't like it, you can hop off. Hustling Hitman. But you can wait, man. When it comes down to YouTube, a lot of times when you have a longer video, it really helps out your analytics. And it also helps you even get paid as well, too, if you have more watch time. So for me, I wanted to go through these questions, and I'm actually trying to go through them as quick as I could, but there's a lot of them. Yeah, just like any other YouTuber does on the internet, the main thing that you sometimes see in a thumbnail is actually something that's towards the end of the video. A lot of times if there is a title where it says, hey, this is the best game on a phone, they'll talk about 8 other things before they actually get to what is actually in the title. So, yeah, I asked the questions, or asked you guys to ask me some questions. I'm going to go through them. So, yeah, just wait on to it. If you don't, you can hop off. It's actually okay. And then when the whole live stream is finished, You can rewatch it once it's uploaded, but go towards the very end because that's where I will be putting the winner. But we're getting down there. If you guys actually look on the very bottom right-hand side, we're getting pretty close, and I'll go faster here for you guys. Can Samsung VR or any other VR device work with a single vision? Not really. Technically, you can still kind of do it, but it's going to be pretty much 2D because it puts it into two different rings that creates that whole 3D effect because you're always using two eyes to kind of like see everything as it is anyways. And so if you only have just one being able to be seen inside the Samsung Gear VR, it wouldn't have that full 3D effect or virtual reality effect. Would you recommend the Gear S3 or the Sport? For me, I would actually do the Sport. So the brand new Gear Sport that came out that Samsung has, it has an ATM 5 rating, which means you can go underneath the water 50 meters, which is amazing. I want to pick up swimming again, and so it'll pick up your laps, your distance, your time, your calories, and everything. And it looks like the Gear S3 Frontier, but smaller. So unless if you're a business type of a person, then you go for the Gear S3 Classic. But the Sport is if you don't need it to be as dressed up type of a watch, but it does everything the smartwatch is able to do. Hey Jimmy, I still don't understand why it's not good to charge your Note 8 overnight. It's only because there is still going to be charge going through it, the electricity going through it. It's weakening the battery, the lithium ion inside of there. It's very similar as if you were not sick, but you're taking antibiotics. You're actually weakening your immune system. So then when you're actually not taking any type of an antibiotic, then you actually get sick faster. So you're weakening everything inside of your body, basically your immunity. Same thing with the battery. If it's plugged in overnight, it already hit 100% probably 1 hour after you went to bed. So you have 6 or 7 more hours of it still going through. And even if it's a trickle charge, it's still being plugged in. So what I do is I plug it in, and then by the time that I actually fall asleep, it's already unplugged. It's just sitting right next to me. Then when I wake up, then I either plug it in or wirelessly charge it as I'm getting ready, because by the time that by the time I'm getting ready, it'll be already back up to the 100%. So, let's see, do you like the Gear Icon X? So I do have the Gear Icon X, and I actually just got the Gear Icon X 2018, so I can do a comparison video of the 2017 version and the 2018 version. The 2018 version of the Gear Icon X has a larger battery life, which is the only main concern of anybody who owned it previously. So is there anybody on YouTube that you look up to and you wish that your channel was like? So I don't want my channel to be just like everybody else. I can maybe take a couple things from here and there. But, you know, Marcus Brownlee is amazing. He has a really good camera setup, a whole crew possibly in his house who can help him a little bit. He has some friends there. I've met him a couple times at Unpacked. So he's got a really nice camera setup. Unbox Therapy would be really fun. So if I'm able to get big enough, which I don't think I'll get his type of bigness in terms of subscribers and views, then yeah, I would have more lights. I'd have a better table. I'd have somebody behind a camera. I'd have 2 different cameras pointing at me. So I don't want it to be exactly like everybody else. And actually all the YouTubers that I've ever watched who do phone reviews, that's all they do is review a phone. They kind of show it off. Here's the power button. Here's the volume button. This is what's kind of new, but they kind of get in and then they get out. I'm more of a trainer, so I don't really think there's many YouTube channels like me out there. And if there is, let me know. But I'm more of a trainer more than a reviewer, to be honest. Am I looking for the Galaxy S9 or looking forward to it? I am looking forward to it because I'm curious on what the Galaxy Note 9 will have. Because whatever the S9 will have, the Note 9 will also have it. Somebody asked, where am I from? And so I live in Kansas City, Missouri. And so I just film in my basement of the house. My favorite smartwatch, again, will be the Samsung Gear S3 Frontier or Classic. Let me see. Let me go down here. A couple of these are repeating questions. How long did it take for me to grow my subs? So actually for this year of 2017 was my largest year, and next year will also again be even more larger. So this year I've gained about 40,000 subscribers. The year before that, I believe I gained 11,000 subscribers, I believe. And so I've been doing this for 6 years. The first 1, 2, and 3 years of YouTube was almost kind of nothing. I was getting a lot of views kind of, but not many subscribers. So really everything grew within the last 2 years from what I've been doing for YouTube. The app suggestions, Tom McDonald asked that. So Tom McDaniel, the app suggestions that I have, I created a video that was just uploaded the other day. It's some of the top apps. Or actually, no, there's another video I did of what is on my phone. That video of what is on my phone and what I use is actually all the apps that I have. The only one that wasn't there that I use a lot now is that mini Golf King game that you can get, which you can download for free. Which food or gadget or tool can't I live without? So I can't live without my laptop, I can't live without my cell phone, and I can't live without tacos. We'll do that. Knitted Cat asked the questions, do I like dogs or cats? I like both. I have a cat and I have 2 dogs. My son also has a hamster as well too. So cats and dogs are perfectly cool. Puppies are pretty hard to deal with. But as long as they're kind of chill and they're cool and they hang out with you, if it's a cat or dog, I'm going to love you. Coolest thing about the Galaxy Note 8 is that I love the multi-window on it. And I love the fact of, because I use multi-window all the time. I'm watching YouTube and then I'm reading the internet below it. But I use the S Pen all the time. So I'd probably say, honestly, the best thing about the Note 8 is what differentiates it from any other phone, which is the S Pen. When is Oreo coming out for the Note 8? I believe Samsung released statements or articles talking about how Oreo should be coming to, I think in January or February. So it's coming up here in the next 30 to 60 days. Do I have any interest in electric vehicles? I do, actually. I'd really love to actually have a Tesla if I was able to. What do I like doing on my free time? So the thing I love doing on my free time, I love to go to the gym. And my free time, I don't really have free time. My free time I'm using doing YouTube. If I was to have free time and I have a couple hours, I would go golf. Golfing is what I would do for definitely a couple hours a day if it's warm out. The most used applications on my phone is going to be YouTube. Lately it's Binance because I am getting into the cryptocurrency. I'm not getting into Bitcoin. I'm not really interested in Litecoin nor Ethereum. There's a couple other ones I'm into. The main one I'm into is Ripple. So if you're interested in Ripple, it's XRP. Ripple owns 61% of XRP, and XRP had a huge crazy day yesterday. But yeah, it's a fast way that you can earn some pretty quick money. You just have to know how to do it. I transfer money from Coinbase into Binance, and then I transfer it back from Binance into Ethereum on Coinbase, and then I transfer it back out to my wallet, and then I put it back in my bank. So I use the Mini Golf King, Binance, and YouTube is my main 3 applications on my phone right now. Let's see here. What electronics would I recommend to gift teenagers? Anything electronic, anything with a screen. Even if you're doing Battleship, have it electronic. It's super fun. You'd be able to set it up that way. So electronics, get a drone. Get something small. Drones are pretty fun. RC cars are pretty sweet. Tablets, then that's good to go for the teenagers. Just kind of go down just a little bit more. Somebody already asked what my first phone was. I did that earlier in the cast. That was actually at the very beginning. Hey, look where we are. Look how far down we got. There is the winner of the Samsung Gear VR. So if you have been sticking around for this hour and 22 minutes, and let's see here, Hustlin' Hitman, Ripple, and Neo. Yeah, I need to look into Neo. Let me check that one out. I see some of your guys' questions there. So here we go. So it looks like the winner, when I did the randomizing app on here, put in a number 1 through 350, basically went down, and here's our winner. So Reg Lock, REGGLOCC, wrote you a comment. So make sure that you send me an email, so then this way I'd be able to send you the Samsung Gear VR, because it's stated you have the Note 8, so this will be the one that you get. And then maybe next month in January or February, if I have more time as well too, then I'll also do another giveaway video, but it would be for the wireless charging stand, and I'll figure out a different way to do that one if you guys were not a fan of it this way. But there you go. Reg Lock. You won, man. Or female. You won. Shoot me an email, please. How long have I been doing YouTube? And actually, let me answer his question. That'd be stupid of me not to answer the question of the winning person. Do you think the S9 or Note 9 will have the fingerprint reader underneath the screen? They could. I have no idea. They might have it. If they don't have it for the S9, they can put it in for the Note 9. It depends on the company that they're using, depends on deployment, depends on manufacturing, because it's another thing you have to make sure that's in every single one of these, tens and hundreds of millions of phones sold. I don't know. I believe there's rumors and there's pictures of alleged S9s online that had the fingerprint in a different area. So what I believe on the image was instead of it having all horizontal, where the fingerprint is pretty close to the flash in the camera, I believe the fingerprint is below it, which I believe is similar to Motorola and LG, where theirs is below the camera. So I don't think it's going to be there for the S9, maybe for the Note 9. But you know what? Online, those pictures could be mock phones of fake phones. So you never know. I think it'll be on the Note 9, not the S9. What do I think about joining the military? Not really interested. I'm kind of getting older now. Definitely a lot better younger chaps that are bigger and stronger than me. That would be a little bit better for the military. So Mark spent some time in the Marines and was just curious. I love the videos and appreciate the giveaways. He has the Galaxy Note 8 and your wife has the S8. First off, thank you for your service. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything and everybody that you've worked with overseas, with inside the military. It's not really me. I wasn't really even into guns or shooting anything when I was younger. My best friend was built for the military. I guess I'm more of the entertainer type of a type. Let's see here. The Blue Yeti sounds good. Is that the only mic that I use? I used to own a lapel mic, but as of right now, I have the Blue Yeti mic. It's the only one that I use. I use it every single day. Hopefully it sounds good in this live stream, but I love the fact that I use it with Audacity, and through Audacity, I'm able to change bass and treble. I'm able to cancel out any background noise. If the air is running, I can cancel it out. I normalize it and also compress it. So then this way, if there's high points and low points, it kind of makes it in the middle. So if you want to know more about that, make sure you subscribe to my second channel, Jimmy is Promo 2, which I will be doing that channel soon. And it's going to have a whole bunch of videos on how I actually make my YouTube channels. Looks like I'm dropping on my watching folks. You guys found out who won. So I'm down to 34 people watching. So I think from here on out, I'm going to answer about just a few more questions, and then I'll let you guys go and let you guys be. It's a perfect hour-and-a-half video here. David asked the questions, hey, Jimmy, are you a full-time YouTuber? What do you do for full-time, or do you do YouTube part-time? So I do have a full-time job, and YouTube I do basically part-time. Usually 3 or 4 days a week, so about 15 to 20 hours a week I'm doing YouTube, which I will soon dedicate more time to YouTube the moment I'm able to go full-time, which I'm hoping is actually pretty soon. Let's see here. Where did I grow up? I grew up in Iowa. So I grew up in Iowa, went through elementary, middle school, and high school, and college. And then I moved out to New York. I've also lived in California, and then I reside in the Kansas City, Missouri area. Henry Oak says, we need more people like ya. Thanks, man. I think so too. I think I'm pretty cool. Did I like the Star Wars Last Jedi movie? So I'm not going to give any spoilers if anybody hasn't watched the movie. Lorenzo Cole, I liked it, man. I know that the beginning is different. A couple things happen that's different. A couple twists that are different. I think this was maybe shown in previews, but, dropping the lightsaber at the very beginning, again, is nothing new. That was in a previous film, a previous genre of Star Wars that also has happened. I'm excited to see the growth from here because there was a lot of stuff that happened in The Last Jedi. It was more of a story setup than an action movie. Definitely a lot less fighting, more so a setup of some future movies coming up soon. How did you get to your size on YouTube? And I have a no-name Walmart phone, but it's a Samsung. Okay. The size of my YouTube channel, consistency in content. So I try to create content that people like. And really, it's just all about consistency. Because if you only do 1 video a week or 2 videos a week, or you do, let's say, 2 videos a month, it's not really consistent. You got to have a plan. You have to have a reasoning behind what you're doing for the full channel, tactics and everything, strategy. So I have my own tactics and strategy and what I do, and that's kind of how it was able to build up and go. This person right here was the first person. They wrote first. Matthew, how much time does it take for me to do my hair? Literally 2 minutes. I dry it, and then I just kind of put the glue in it, and that's it. How am I? I'm doing great. Is being a YouTuber good? I think it's good. I think it's fun. It's addicting. Really, you have your own voice. You can do whatever you want to do. So here I am trying to do a live stream for an hour and a half, talking to people I've never met. And it's actually pretty fun. So yeah, I think it's good. And I guess I'll just leave it as the very last question right here. Do you love being a YouTuber? Yes. Passionate about it. I love it. I would really love to do it full time, and I'm getting pretty close to doing that. So I do love it, and that's pretty much it. Let me see here. I'm looking at some of the questions on here. Drones are awesome. Looks like somebody else is also into Ripple for cryptocurrency. Philip says, congrats to the winner. Thanks, Jimmy. You have taught us a lot. Lucky winner, and congrats. So Tom, good job. Congratulating the winner. Philip, what is my favorite city to visit? I love Phoenix, Arizona, and I love going to Daytona Beach. And if I was to live anywhere else other than where I live now, it could be Phoenix, Arizona, even though it gets crazy super hot. What else? I just want to say, John says, I just want to say thanks. You have helped me in thinking more about doing a channel for people with diabetes. Do it. If you have anything that can help anybody with diabetes, go for it. Anything that you guys would be interested in talking about, do it. There's over, I feel like I'm that meme or that GIF of whatever that guy's face is. Just do it. Seriously, just do it. You have no idea, who's going to watch it, who you're going to help. Even if you only have 100 subscribers, you can still make a difference. So I hope that you guys have liked this video. Make sure you guys hit that like button. I don't know how many likes I got on this thing. I got to check out some of my analytics here. But, give this thing a huge like. Hopefully you guys are subscribed. Stay subscribers. I got a pretty big 2018 that is planned. Share all of these videos with your friends and family so that we can grow this channel faster, easier, all the way up to 100,000 subscribers, so I can do more giveaways, better giveaways, and I can definitely do this thing full time. So outside of that, I hope you guys have a wonderful year. Hope you guys had a great Christmas. Happy New Year, because it's coming up extremely soon. Be safe. And I don't think I'll have another video for the rest of the year. This should be my last video, even though I have a couple that's planned. And I'll see you guys over in 2018. And now moving over to the awkward portion where I'm trying to figure out how to stop this. All right, here we go.